Hello, this is Dries from the future, redoing this intro because the audio got messed up. We are in the town of Citou and we're going to scale the castle, which is up on the hill behind us. You can see Enter pointing at it. Yeah, it should be pretty cool. Let's go and check it out.
Citou is a small town located in the Aude department in the south of France. The town is sandwiched between the hillside and the river Argent Double. It's basically a narrow main road with houses on either side, so finding a good parking spot was, unsurprisingly, hard. We eventually were able to park at the foot of the hill beneath the castle, just outside of town.
As we began our ascent of the hill on what seems to be a path around the back of town, we wondered if this seemingly forgotten trail would actually lead us to the castle. At first we only passed by gardens and abandoned houses or sheds, but eventually we saw some structures that resembled something medieval.
The archaeological site is described as a castrum, a fortified village, with the oldest parts and the small castle situated on top of the hill. Through time the village would sprawl down to the flanks of the hill, exactly like the buildings we saw on our way up. We passed by houses, basement, buildings used for storage, and the likes. Here we see what are clearly the remains of a gatehouse.
8th century, the Carolingians conquered this area. Along with the Carolingians came a wave of monasticism and the foundation of abbeys in the region. In the late 8th century, a priory was founded in Citou by Benedict of Agnan. The priory was most probably a dependency of the abbey in Cône, which is a town nearby Citou. The priory could very well be the basis for the building of the castle itself. This castle, from the 9th century on, was important in controlling the passage in the valley of the river Argent Double. These hills were rich in silver ore, which is where the river also got its name, since argent means silver in French, of course.
In the 12th century there is mention of Citou being a castrum in the sources, but throughout the ages it has been rebuilt, of course, to accommodate gunpowder and later when defense was no longer a priority for more comfortable living. As you may have noticed by the lack of any mention of Cathars or the Albigensian Crusade, this is not a castle famous for that time period. It's still located in the Pays Cathare region, so we include it in the playlist.
The castle itself is a trapezoid structure situated on top of a rocky escarpment. The northwestern side is on top of a vertical cliff, making this side of the castle near impregnable. The entrance to the castle is 2 meters above the ground. You can imagine there probably used to be a wooden staircase up to it. Above the entrance you can see some form of machicolation, in French called a bretèche. From this protruding stonework, rocks, hot sand or boiling water could be thrown on the attackers trying to breach the gate below. On the southern corner, the remains of a watchtower can be seen with corbels. These corbels are the pieces of stonework used to hold the protruding tower or machicolation above the gate. The northern corner of the castle is defended by a round tower.
Okay, so right now we are standing inside of the castle, or what remains of it. This castle, as we see it now, or well, it has been built in the 15th or 16th century during the religious wars, Catholic, Protestant, but it was built on the spot where in the 12th century was mentioned there used to be a castrum, so an already older fortified building. This is what remains right now.
Awesome to be here. Awesome we could enter because the website said we couldn't, but
Yeah, indeed, every website we searched out, it was closed or temporarily closed, but it seems to be very much open.
you could climb up till the highest point and you could only not open this maybe. This door seems to be very much functioning as it should.
Disclaimer, it was open, wide open when we came here. We did not open it.
Indeed. Oh, you saw it in the video. Alright. Awesome castle. Awesome to be here. Awesome to document it. Hope you enjoyed as well.
We have come to the end of the video. I want to thank you so much for watching, but there's one thing before we go, and that's the subjective arbitrary castle score. I'm gonna go for a 7. nice environment, beautiful. Cool structure. From what's left, we were able to go inside, but there's no information around, so that kind of deducts some points for me. What's your score?
My score? I think I'll follow you with that 7. Indeed, as you have said, it is nice to visit. You can enter the castle, the surroundings are fantastic, the views are fantastic, but indeed, there could be some more signage. Even in the village, you don't even know where to go, where the castle is, if you don't look at a map. But it was a really nice castle, so yes, a 7. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that good YouTube stuff if you have enjoyed this video.
Bye!
Bye!